Gareth, so you've had a few days off since that memorable win. Tell us what work you've been doing.
Yeah, only 2 days off this weekend, which was nice to be back with the family because I've not seen them a lot lately. But the work was back on the horse straight away. A couple of days after the Birmingham game. One game doesn't make a season, and we know that. We need to get plenty of messages in these boys, plenty of identity, plenty of values. I want good people and good footballers, and that's really important to me, having the both. It's not just about the football, it's the people as well, because for me, that's the way I work, and that's what I believe that gets you better footballers anyway. So yeah, we've been working really hard on the identity of the club and what we are, what we're striving towards. So yeah, plenty of training. There's no way that you sit back thinking, "Oh, we've cracked it now." There's not a chance. It's going to be a tough season. We've got some real tough fixtures coming up, including Wednesday. Blackpool are obviously on a run of games at the moment, playing a lot lately. But people will say, "Oh, you're playing them, and they've been playing a lot." I think sometimes that works in your favour. You fit, you match fit all the time. So it's about getting the right loads into the boys as well, getting them ready for Wednesday, because that's going to be a big follow up from what was a fantastic performance against Birmingham.
What do you want your identity to be?
Yeah, first and foremost is an effort that you come off that pitch giving everything, absolutely everything. That's anything else is forgivable, as long as you've put the work in. Now that's mentally, physically. I'm not just saying I just want players running around and they can all say, "Oh, I ran so much." That it's not that. It's the mental side. It's putting everything in that we've worked on for each individual team or as a whole. They have to do that, and they certainly did against Birmingham. And I want them to back it up now. I need them to back it up. I've seen them at their best. I'm sure there's going to be moments when we're gonna see them where they struggle, and we'll learn a lot more in those moments. But we intend to go into Blackpool game believing we can win it. I said that against Birmingham, and I'll say it in every single game. I believe we can win every game this season, and that's important. The boys got to believe that too.
Momentum is key, isn't it, in sport, and that's what you're looking to build here. What about the reaction since that win against Birmingham City? What have you noticed from the team that you first came in and saw on that opening day to how they are now?
Yeah, I think that they're professionals as well, so they know that one game doesn't make up for where we are in the league, and we've got to keep repeating that. And I think they understand that. What I think they've got now is belief that they don't have to fear anyone in this league. We've just beat one of the big spenders and one of the favourites to go up. So I said to him after the game, "Who do you fear now? Who are we afraid of coming to Shrewsbury Town?" So that for me is now something that we put to bed. They don't have to fear any team here, but wow, they have to replicate what they did against Birmingham, work right every single game, no matter who it is. I don't want a team who can just get themselves up for the top of the league. I want a team that can get themselves up for every single game, and that's a consistent winning outfit, and that's what I aim to bring here. But it will take time, so we're going to keep working hard, and hopefully we can get that result on Wednesday. But we'll see. Even after that game, there's plenty of work to do, loads of work. Honestly, we're tip of the iceberg at the moment, and I'm looking forward to getting into them.
You know what it's like to inherit a side that's struggling. Steve Bruce at Blackpool, they're out of the FA Cup. I think he said yesterday that was the lowest ebb for him being at Blackpool so far. So they're not in the best of places, but you know what a kind of wounded animal is like, I suppose, and expecting a reaction.
Listen, Steve Bruce is, one of the greatest centre halves this country's seen. I was lucky enough to play against him, and I think we've crossed swords as managers. I can't remember. It's been probably a few years ago. He will have his team reacting to a defeat. He's a winner. You don't play for Man United and win all you did without being a winner. He'll be trying to get that into his boys and making sure that they react What I've got to tell my boys is be ready for that reaction, be ready for a team that's going to come here and not be a team that looks like they just got knocked out of the FA Cup, a team that want to get back to winning ways, just like you were against Birmingham. That's football, and we've got to make sure that the mental side is just as prepared as the physical side. Like I say, I want to see how tough my boys are. I want to see how resilient they are. You learn a lot in bad times, but I'm not saying I want them just to learn lessons. I really want to win this game, and I believe we can. We've got a good squad. We've got injuries returning, bolstering the squad, which is needed. I still think there's more to add to the squad, but at the moment, really proud of what they did against Birmingham, and looking forward to seeing if they can go out there and repeat it.
You said you played against Steve. Did you score in those games?
Honestly, can't remember. I'd love to say yeah. I never scored against Man United, all right, so I know that for a fact. But in his Birmingham days, I don't know. You know, if I could have had half the career that Steve Bruce has had, I'd have had a better career than I had. So he's a top guy, and I'm sure we'll share a beer after the game. Got a lot of respect for him, but on Wednesday night, I want to beat his team.
Yeah. You mentioned there about obviously the squad. Are you looking at any unattached players at the moment? How does that work?
Absolutely. We'll be silly not to be looking at everyone who's available at the moment and everyone who may be available in January. But that doesn't mean I'm going to sign them. I've just won a game with a squad that everyone thought would get trounced in that game. There's no reason to look elsewhere except in my dressing room at the moment, see what reaction I get from the next few games now, and yeah, it'd be great if we could pick some more points up.
So it's not likely that somebody would come in the next week or so?
In football, you never know what's going to happen, you know. So there's a chance always, but at the moment, right today is focusing what I've got in that dressing room. There'll be no one coming in today, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Injury-wise, how do you stand?
Yeah, we're looking pretty good. I think the boys who were in the treatment room, the 3 boys that were injured, are all back out on the pitches now. I've brought Dave Waits in for a reason. You know, I don't want players returning to that injury situation. So the medical team and the sports science team are working really well. We've probably tweaked a couple of things on rehabs and late stages, because you know we've got a good physio team here, without a doubt. There, I'm fine with that. I just think that I just one or two crucial injuries at crucial times, you know, and making sure those boys don't reoccur anything is key for me. That's the biggest heartache for a manager, is when an injury, they come back and they get the same injury again. That's down now to the performance side, which, you know, the medical, the sports science boys, they've all got to make sure those players don't return in there and give me the best players that I can have. But good to say that all 3 now are back out on the grass, and maybe in the next game or the games after that they'll be in contention for selection.
Yeah, you've worked with Dave at Wickham and QPR, and so it seemed a natural kind of choice for him to come in. Tell us about his strengths. What do you like about him? Yeah,
Dave brings a real good energy to the boys, but with a respect. He's a big guy. He's 6'4", you know, and he's got quite an aura about him when he comes in. But I think his experience with us throughout, he's grown up from youth football right into first team football, shared the successes that we had, and I think he's very process driven, which is something that I'm interested in, especially in the injuries, the rehabs, the fitness of the boys. It's not going to change overnight, you know. We're not going to. You can't risk load. It's a steady way of him working close with Chris Skitt, with the physio department, to go right. How do we get the best out of these boys physically? That's their job, and I can just hand everything over to him on that side, which is great, and not have to worry about it as a manager, because believe me, as a football manager you have plenty to worry about. You don't need additions.